Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a great Monday morning, May 2nd, and you are in the Black Think Tank Club. And we are here from the Pill Method Club, and we're joining forces this morning so that folks on in the Black Think Tank can learn more about how loans really work, the truth. I mean, for 88 years, we've been paying loans back this way. And do you realize we've been paying 75% more interest than you actually need to pay? You don't have to pay 30-year loans for 30 years. You know how I know that? Because there are cars that cost $150,000. There are cars that cost $150,000, and there are houses that cost $150,000. You know what I know? You can't get a 30-year loan on a $150,000 car. It has to be paid off in 6 or 7 years. But you can get a loan for 30 years for a $150,000 house, and it takes 30 years. How come a car can be paid off in 6 or 7, but it takes 30 years or more to pay off a house that costs the same amount of money? Folks, we're going to get into that today. So you're going to learn how to read an amortization schedule. That's the schedule the bank uses to say, this is how I need you to pay back this loan. It is the most inefficient way on the planet to pay back a loan. Too much of your money goes to interest. I'm going to show you how mathematically you can use your same budget to pay off those loans in an average of 7 to 9 years instead of 30 years to never. Jared, good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Really excited to have this room in the Black Think Tank. And if you've never been in the Black Think Tank, you should definitely make sure you follow the club. The Black Think Tank community is a base joint collaborative effort of 289 clubs. Their mission is to act in our interest, create opportunities, improve our quality of life. How? They hope to empower you to invest in yourselves with information, tools, resources, subject matter experts in personal finance, credit, home ownership, financial literacy, jobs, taxes, investing, insurance, estate planning. And now we're going to be talking about mortgages. We're going to be talking about how to get the best, how to maximize your payments so you save the most interest cost. So shout out to Black Think Tank. And then also make sure to click the link at the top where it says the P.I.L.L method. That's where we typically do these rooms Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time, and Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. But this month we'll be having a creative schedule where ICE will be joining Ashley and the BOB team Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to drop gems all May long. But for this room today, we're going to be going for 2 hours. We want it to be extremely interactive. So at any point, at any time, this is a safe space, no dumb questions. Feel free to raise your hand to ask about your mortgage, whether you should do a 15-year, 30-year, 40-year, how to deal with the interest rates right now. Do you want to do a refinance? Should I make a large down payment on the house? How can I take care of my student loans, my car loans, my overall credit card debt? Any question that has to do with interest, feel free to come to the stage. Anything that has to do with your mortgage, feel free to come to the stage. The more interactive this room is, the better for everybody, including yourself, because you're going to get some real tangible advice about your financial situation, which is greater than anything I've ever seen on Clubhouse. We're also going to be streaming this live so that you can be watching this on your computer, your iPad, or your desktop while Don is in Clubhouse. So if you are near a laptop, an iPad, or a desktop, you can go to ice10kvideos.com. That's ice10kvideos.com. That way you can go to Don's YouTube channel and you'll be able to see him in the studio breaking down the numbers, breaking down the amortization schedules, interest cost calculator, and it'll help you comprehend the information even better. And I'll put those instructions into the chat. All right, so with that being said, we're going to get into this room and we're going to get to the value. But please come on stage, raise your hand, and we'd love to get questions on the stage regarding this topic. So before we go to moderator introductions, Don, is there anything else you want to add in terms of what they're going to be able to get out of today's room?
You're right, Jared. My name is Don Daniel. I'm founder of Pill Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And for 16 years, we've been teaching people how to read and understand and take advantage of amortization schedules before they can take advantage of you. What does that mean? For 88 years, since 1934, we have been paying back loans in the fashion that we're paying them back now. And most of us, 99.99% of us, have never had a class on how loans actually work and how banks make their money through using an amortization schedule to make their interest payments, so that they can charge us interest. Do you realize that because of the way the thing is constructed, the way that this formula is put together, if we don't know better, we have to pay all of that interest. But because it makes so much money, there is an inherent weakness in their system. And for the system to continue to work, all they need is one thing: we can never know how they do it. Once we know, folks, we don't have to pay all of that interest. It is not mandatory. Oh my goodness, we're going to get into that today. And how we get to understand that is four basic principles. That is what the pill method is all about. P.I.L.L, prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. Every single part of your loan somewhere along the line can fit into those four categories. Now it gets deep, and that is a simplified way of looking at it. But I'm telling you, once you get to understand it, it's like the lights come on, and you do not have to pay all of that interest. You say, "Oh my gosh, what is it that we're doing here?" And do you know, for some of us, we'll be able to cut our interest costs by 75%. Not the interest rate, the interest cost is different. We're going to go into the difference between interest rate and interest cost so that you can know you can lower your cost so that you can get out of debt faster, meaning more of your money will go to principal. That's the amount that you borrowed. Less of your money will go to interest. That is the cost of managing the loan. I can't wait to get into this, Jared. What about you?
Can't wait either. So if that doesn't inspire you to ask a question, I don't know what will, but feel free to raise your hand and come on stage. We'd love to have you up here. So we're going to go through some quick 30-second moderator introductions, and then Don's going to go into his first example. Also, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, and you're watching this, feel free to type in your questions into the chat as well, and we'll make sure to identify your questions and answer them. And if you're in a loud spot, you're headed to work, you're taking your getting the kids ready for school and you can't come on stage, feel free to ask those questions in the chat as well. My name is Jared Albritton. I've been in tech for over 15 years. So I primarily started off on Clubhouse, focusing on helping increasing diversity in tech through recruiter rooms with 40 plus recruiters on stage, getting over 100 people jobs in tech in 2021. I now expanded that out into Twitter Spaces, LinkedIn, and now I do content on Instagram as well. So if you want to see rooms like that or be supporting rooms like this where anything tangible that gets generational wealth, feel free to follow me on Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and check out my replays. Up next is Kenyatta. Kenyatta, you there? All right, Kenyatta might be away. We're going to circle back to her at the end. Maybe she'll come back. Ashley, would love for you to do an introduction.
Hey, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. So good to be right here in the building. I know one thing. Don gave me a eye-opening question earlier when he said, "Why does it take 6 to 7 years to pay off a car, but takes 30 years to pay off a house?" I'm definitely ready to listen and learn to today's segment. So thank you so much to Don, the Pill Method, and the Black Think Tank for bringing together this collaboration. Have a great day, y'all.
All right, we're just going down PTR order. So, Health Unicorn, please go for it.
Awesome. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy to see you guys. I'm actually an advisor for the Black Think Tank. I'm Health Unicorn Mike, nationally licensed, award-winning health insurance broker. I also deal with commercial funding up to $10 billion. I'm just excited to learn here more about the P.I.L.L method and paying off mortgages in 7 years. Definitely tremendous asset to the community. Excited to be a part of this conversation. Thanks for having me. Healthy Newport Mike out, your friend with benefit options.
All right, all right. A familiar face, Sonia. Are you up here to ask a question, or are you just up here just showing support and some love?
I'm showing support and love because I think Dawn is amazing.
Appreciate the energy always. So we're gonna get into it and just get right into the value because that's what we do. So Karan, oh, and before we get into the value, please do me a favor. This is something that's very, very valuable for the Black Think Tank because we want our community to understand how to take interest costs and turn it into our kids' inheritance, how to turn it into investments, how to make you the bank, how to get you more money for your vacations and just overall quality of life. So if you could click that share button. It's a number 3 right now. What you do is you click that where it says 3, that little box with the arrow. You go to the bottom where it says share on Clubhouse with a yellow hand. You click that. You go ahead and maybe just type in some emojis or a phrase, or you just click share if that's all you can think of. Click share. Now that 3 turns into a 4. We'd love to see everybody follow me in that action and just share the room. Let's get that to 10, 15, 20. Don doesn't charge anything for this room. All we ask for is a little social digital currency by sharing the room and pinging in some friends. And that right there is just motivation to keep pouring into the community because we can share it to more people. So we'd love to see that number go up. Moderators, please help me out with that as well. All right, Karan, you're up next. Please let us know what your question is.
So good morning to everyone. I am really excited about this room. I have a question for Don. So I was introduced to a method like this about 6 or 7 years ago, and I was trying it with my mom's mortgage. But when we actually reached out to the mortgage company, I don't know if that was the right thing to do. But they told us that if she sent in an extra payment, they were going to actually hold it in a suspense account. And so I'm wanting to know, do you reach out to the mortgage company or do you just send that extra payment in, and when?
Oh my goodness, Karan. I'm so glad you asked that question this morning.
Thank you. I'm ready for the wisdom.
Listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. All right. When you called the person that answered the phone, were you assuming that they understood how mortgages work?
Well, I don't really think that they understand. A lot of people are just getting a job.
Exactly.
Not for the love of what they're doing. They're just getting something so that they can get a paycheck. But I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't know who to talk to. And so I just kind of stopped. And I still have a lot of notes on it. But I was introduced to it such a long time ago. And I really got excited when I heard about it. But then I didn't know how to move forward with it.
Well, we're going to get, because of you this morning, we're going to get into how to read an amortization schedule and how the bank makes their money. And folks, we're going to be putting some of this information on the screen. So if you're new to the room, share the room and come over to, and if you can watch on your computer or your tablet, go to ice10kvideos.com, go to our YouTube channel and actually click on the one that says live and you'll be able to see these examples. So, Ms. Karan, are you in such a position so you can actually see what we're doing?
Well, actually, yesterday I went through quite a few of your videos because I'm a person of action. So I found it. I bought your book. Yesterday was the first time I was introduced to this Clubhouse room. And I went ahead and I bought your book already. I uploaded. I got that digital 10K card or something like that. But I'm so excited because I use insurance to really teach people how to be able to create wealth by paying their mortgage off early. So I'm loving this as well.
We do both as well. I'm telling you, we actually use that system and we take that interest savings and we help people become their own bank. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that you're here this morning. Tell us a little bit about what you learned, but you could not implement by working with your bank. Come on, just tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. Okay. So I have a real estate background. I am a real estate broker in a couple states. I also have a legal background. So I I definitely know how to read the amortization schedule. So I've learned that quite a few years ago. However, like I said, I don't remember exactly who it was. I love YouTube, so I'm always on YouTube. And I learned it quite a few years ago. I learned that, you can, if you pay forward, if you pay the principal, pay the principal down. So let's say I send in a mortgage payment this month, but I send in an extra 3 or 4 mortgage principal payments. It's supposed to eliminate that interest that we should be paying. And so instead of the bank making like 2 times the amount they're charging us, we cut it down. We cut the interest down. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense, because that's exactly what happens. So what happened with you when you tried to do just that?
So I called for my mom's mortgage, and they told us if she actually sends in an extra mortgage payment, they're going to hold it in a suspense account until her next payment was due.
All right. Now, did you specifically ask for a how to do a mortgage prepayment, a principal prepayment?
I don't think I used those exact words when I called in. When I understood how to do it, I just called in and I said, well, she wants to make a payment, but then we want to also send in an extra principal payment. But then they told us that even if she sent in an extra principal, they weren't going to apply it to the principal. They were going to hold it in a suspense account, because we wanted her to, even if it was pay 1 or 2 mortgage payments and then pay some towards the principal. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just because the person didn't understand, or
Well, there could have been several things going on. Does your mom have a does she have an escrow account where she actually adds in her taxes and insurance with her mortgage payment?
yes, she does.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. A couple of things could be going on. Number one, the person that you had on the phone didn't know what they were talking about. That happens a lot. So, sometimes you have to call back and get a new person. All right. All right. So, what some people do when they're calling in, especially if they're trying to find out information, they'll call back 3 or 4 times. And when they get the same answer like 3 times or 2 times, then they know that's probably the right answer. But they call back 4 or 5 times to see if they can get a consensus on the right information. That's number one. Number two, that if there was if the escrow account was underfunded because there was a rise in the interest, a rise in the taxes, or an increase in the insurance payments, they could have been looking for you to cover the shortfall. That could have been. All right. But in your on your mortgage, when you fill out your mortgage papers on the mortgage note page, it says right there that you have the right to prepay this loan. Do you know how I know? Because if you had let's say you had a windfall and you were able to write a check for the entire amount that your mother owes on the loan.
Okay.
Are you telling me they would not accept that check? They'll say, "Oh no, you can't do that."
No, I think they would accept it.
Okay, so do you know that's a principal prepayment?
Okay, that makes perfect sense. But at the time, I was just trying to see how we can pay her mortgage off faster.
Okay, so now let's get into what's really going on, because we're not paying off mortgages faster. You don't pay off loans faster. Did you realize that?
Okay, maybe I'm not using the right.
No. You're using the same. You're using the universal term because everybody thinks of paying off faster. But we shouldn't be thinking in terms of faster. We should be thinking in terms of cheaper. Let me tell you why.
Eliminating the interest.
There you go. Because if your mother's loan was 0% interest, no interest at all, she was very fortunate and got a 0% interest loan. I mean, paying absolutely no interest. Is there a benefit of paying off a 0% interest loan faster? Is there any financial benefit?
No.
then why are we so focused on paying off the principal? Every single loan guru or financial guru or debt guru out there right now is focused on how fast you can pay off the loan. But they're not talking about the real problem is not the money you borrowed. It is the cost of the money you borrowed. So out of every payment, too much of your money is going to what? Interest. So how do we reduce the amount of interest and make the loan cheaper? Because that is the real problem. You know, I went to a chiropractor once. You know what the chiropractor told me? He said, Don, your headache is not caused by an aspirin deficiency.
Okay.
So my headache is not caused because of lack of aspirin. My headache is caused by something else. Find the problem. So your situation, your loan situation is not caused by the amount of money you borrowed. It's caused by the amount of interest you pay on what you borrowed. So let's pay off these loans cheaper, and cheaper becomes faster. Faster generally does not mean cheaper. Can I give you an example of that?
Yes.
Okay, right now, I'm going to put on my screen, I'm putting on my screen a $700,000 loan. Okay, so we're going to put on there $700,000 because this is what this loan goes for this guy. All right, he has $700,000 in Arizona. No, it's at 4%. Okay, and there we go. There we go, and boom. All right, so I have that on the screen right now. $700,000 at 4%. His payment was $3,341.91. He could easily pay that. That's not a problem because he made a lot of money. So he's driving down the road, right? And he calls me up from his Tesla. Okay. As the Tesla was driving him down the road, because he's watching this big old, that iPad thing they have in the Tesla. And the Tesla was actually driving him down the road. And he's talking to me, hands free. He said, Don, listen, I got plenty of money. I make good money. I got all this money in the bank. And I'm saying, why am I paying off all this debt? You know, paying the debt this way. Let me go ahead and pay this thing off. So he takes $40,000 out of the bank, right? Mm-hmm. And he pays off his car. And then he tells me, the $700 I'm no longer paying on the car, I'm adding that to my mortgage payment every single month as a principal prepayment. Now, does that sound like what we should be doing in a situation like that?
Yes, I think so, because he's paying the principal, so he's avoiding the interest for that particular month or those months.
Exactly. So now he learned that by paying that loan off, so he's paying his loans off faster, isn't he? So I don't know how many loans he had. I can't remember how many loans he had total, but by paying off the car, he had one less, correct?
Yes.
Is he paying the loan? Is he paying his loans off faster?
If he applies, I think a substantial amount to the principal.
Well, I'm just talking about the car. I mean, he has one less.
Okay.
So he's actually paying off all of his loans faster by paying off the car. He has one less, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But faster in this case definitely is not cheaper. Let me tell you why. I asked him a question that I ask a lot of people when they call me. I said, the experts are teaching exactly what you're talking about, sir. Why are you calling me? He said, because I was watching some of your videos like Quran. He didn't say, he didn't use your name, but he said, I was watching some of your videos and I'm wondering if I did it the wrong way. And I said, when you pay off your car, how much interest did you save yourself? Because that's why we pay off loans, not to get the good feeling of paying it off. Because you see, in my book, I asked the question, how much do you want to pay for your good feelings? Let's get into that just a little bit. So I asked him, how much interest did you pay by paying off your car? Because that's why we pay off a car. If your interest rate was 0%. There was no financial benefit to paying off the car. It's like getting your car on layaway at that point. So the reason why we pay it off is to save on the interest cost, correct?
Yes, correct.
So he says, I don't know how much interest I save. I said, well, let's do a little bit of math. Let's work it out. He told me how much he paid for the car and told me what the term was. We were able to, reverse engineer this thing and find out that he saved $7,700 in interest by paying off the car.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was really happy about that. But remember, he has a $700,000 mortgage.
Right.
If he had put that $40,000 on his mortgage, I'm showing on my screen cumulative principal and cumulative interest. Okay. We're going to take a look at that. Cumulative principal and cumulative interest tells us how much principal we pay down and how much interest we pay on each line. It adds up all of our principal payments and it adds up all of our principal payments and interest payments. So I'm going to go down to $40,000 in principal paid, which takes us right around line 37 or 38. But $40,000, I kind of rounded that thing off. That he would have eliminated 3 years from his mortgage and saved $86,000 in interest. So
that same 40,000.
Saying that same 40,000, that is called opportunity cost lost. Because that $40,000 he had in his bank, he can only spend that one time. And what did he choose to buy with it? $7,000 worth of interest savings. See, this is what we're buying, folks. $7,000 worth of interest savings. So anytime you make a move, you want to know, what is it that I'm actually receiving? I'm not just receiving a paid off car. I'm receiving what I'm really searching for is reduced payment towards interest. So by paying off the car faster, is he actually going to be in debt longer because he paid off the car fast?
Debt longer.
Because the more interest you pay, the longer you're in debt.
Yes.
Is he going to end up paying more interest because of his move?
Yes.
Yes, he is. He could have he could have put that money towards his loan, towards his mortgage, paid off 3 years and saved $86,000 in interest. So he would have still had all of his loans in place, but he is now on schedule to pay off the loan faster and cheaper by continuing to keep the loans in their same configuration, but by putting the money where it saves him the most money. Perfect. So here's my thing. When you have a 0% loan, all of your money goes to principal. Okay? So let me show you here on this very first payment. Okay? So we have the amount of money that he's paying on this loan is $3,300, $3,341.91. Okay. He's paying that every month.
Okay.
In the first 12 months, $12,327 goes to principal. But $27,000 goes to interest. Right?
Yes.
When you add it all up, I've got a calculator on the screen. We got 27,775.62. That's how much interest he paid in the first 12 months. If we add that together with the principal, that's 12,327.30. That equals $40,000. You see, if this loan was 0% interest, all $40,000 would have gone to principal. You see, but it's inefficient in that too much of the dollar I'm paying for housing doesn't go to housing. It goes to interest. So in other words, you paid out $40,000 in order for you to pay off your loan by $12,327. Does that make sense to you today?
Oh my gosh.
And that's at a 4% loan.
Wow. But you know what really got me?
Come
Is
on,
you said,
talk to me.
you know, when the higher the interest rates, the faster you can actually pay the loan off.
Yes.
More of it is going towards interest. So you can divert it towards the principal, and the principal actually is lower. That was like amazing because I'm actually just in the process of creating the notes, and that's exactly, I was going to do the interest rate lower, but I'm like, no, I'm doing the interest rate higher.
Oh, listen,
Oh my God, you are blowing my mind.
Karan, people are going to think you're crazy.
I want them to.
She said crazy like a fox. Listen, folks, if so, don't be afraid of these higher interest rates. We are actually going to talk about that in a little bit, Karan. So tell us a little bit. So the only problem you ran into was when you tried to make a principal prepayment, they said that they were just going to hold your money. And so it was at the old
Suspense account. It wasn't, they didn't even say the escrow account. They said in the suspense account.
Okay, so that was the only problem.
That was the only problem.
Okay.
They didn't want us to send the money in, and then they're, just holding it there without applying it towards the principal.
Okay. So listen, we got to make sure we know all of the rules involved here. Okay. So had you made an entire mortgage payment first?
Exactly. That's exactly what we didn't put the process in place.
Right.
I was just explaining it to my mom, and I was telling her this is the strategy we're going to use.
Yes.
To kind of pay off the mortgage.
Okay.
And once we called to kind of figure out, we wanted her to do an extra payment so that they couldn't say that she's behind.
Right.
We wanted her to do one payment forward and then start, kind of attacking.
All right. Now here's the thing: you can't pay mortgages forward. That part you can't do.
Okay.
Okay. What you can do is, let me give you an example of what's going on. Okay. Remember in the first year, I said that on this $700,000 mortgage, $12,327.30 goes to interest.
Yes.
I mean to principal.
The principal.
And $27,000 goes to interest.
Yes.
The only way that we can do that is we make 12 payments on time. 12 monthly payments on time. Okay.
And that scenario comes to fruition.
There you go. But that when we see that, we know that we're going to pay $12,327.30. Do you have to pay that in 12 monthly installments though?
No.
Can you pay it all at one time?
Yes.
Will the bank subtract that from what you owe?
They're supposed to subtract that.
They're supposed to subtract that. And if they do, you're paid down to line 12 on your amortization schedule in just 1 month. So you're at payment number 1, you make your payment, then you give them the rest of the money, the $12,000, right? On top of that, they subtract that. It takes you down to line 12 on your amortization schedule. That does not mean you're 12 months ahead. What it really means is that your next payment, your payment number 2, is on line 13 of your amortization schedule next month. That's what it means. So you're not getting ahead. What you're doing is you're reducing the amount of payments that you make. You just reduced your overall amortization schedule by 11 payments and saved yourself $25,000 in interest you never have to pay. That's just
one question.
Go ahead.
Do we have to tell the bank that we're utilizing this strategy? Can we just implement it ourselves?
Well, listen, we don't have to ask permission. And that's why I said on your mortgage note page, because I remember you saying you have a background. You have some legal background, correct?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So if I have a contract that says that I have the right,
actually perform in that way.
Yes. Do you have to ask permission for something you have a right to that's written into your contract? No, you don't. Do you know how strong I know this contract is? Here's how I know how strong it is. Miss 3 payments and see what happens.
Very strong.
Very strong. So if it works for the bank, then it's just as strong working for you. See, not only do we need to know what happens, but we need to have confidence. See, it's the lack of confidence that says, if you absolutely knew that you knew that you knew that you knew, if somebody says, no, you can't do that, oh, you're saying, oh, you're trying to be wrong and strong.
Yes.
Or strong and wrong. I can't remember how my wife says it. But anyway, that's what you said, no, that's not right. Get me to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Because if you know for a fact that what they're telling you is wrong, then you will keep going. But because we have not been taught how a loan actually works, when somebody that seems to be in a position of authority tells us, no, we can't, we take a pause. And I'm wondering if the information that I have is correct. But once you know that you know that you know, by watching these videos, what did you learn by watching my videos?
I learned a tremendous amount about just how to implement, eliminating some of the interest. It was very eye-opening because I heard it once before, but now going back and listening to how you presented, I'm very clear. Like I can see it, and this time I know I'm not taking no for an answer.
Come on, sister, you're not taking no for an answer. I learned it right here in Clubhouse. See, folks, here's what you need to know, and what's going to make this very clear. It's not enough. See, this gentleman that paid off his car, it's not enough to know that you paid off a debt. It's not even enough to know that you saved some interest when you do this. What's enough is you know exactly how much interest you save when you make a particular move. You're paying your money. When you pay extra money, you're actually purchasing something. You're purchasing time savings and you're purchasing interest savings, correct?
Yes.
Does it make sense that we don't know when we make a financial move? Does it make sense to you that we don't know how much time or how much interest we're saving? Does that make sense to you?
It does not. And I really think it's because we don't know why we're doing it.
Exactly.
When we understand the why, everything becomes crystal clear.
Exactly. When you know why you're doing it, then it makes a difference. And now you want to know, listen, when I pay my money, am I saving the most amount of interest I can with the money I have? Oh, now we're talking about optimizing your payments. So it matters how much you pay. It matters when you pay. It matters which loan you attack. Because attack the wrong loan, you're going to end up paying more interest than you need to. And it's the interest payments that keep you in debt longer, because out of my $40,000 here, only $12,000 of it went to principal. The rest went somewhere else. What if I could have all $40,000 go to my loan? Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
Well, listen.
In 2-3 years.
There you go, because more of my money is going to principal. So isn't the fact that we need to pay less interest, shouldn't that be the goal?
100%.
100%. So here's what we're talking about, folks. A 0% interest loan would be the very best loan we could get. What's the next best loan if we can't get a 0% interest loan? Pay the
20%.
The next best loan is to pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible for you. Now, when you have a particular financial situation, you want to have a situation that is uniquely put together for you, because you make a certain amount of money, your bills come to a certain amount, and you have so much money to deal with, correct?
Yeah.
So you want an optimized system for you. It's not going to be the same for your neighbor. The problem with the financial gurus out there, they're giving everybody the same advice.
One pill for everybody.
One pill for everybody. Listen, don't lump that in with the pill method. Okay, they're giving everybody the same thing. So you call the guy in Tennessee. He's giving them basically the same 6 steps. Everybody, the same 6 steps. So, and everybody's saying this guy is the greatest thing since sliced bread. He is helping a lot of people. But let me tell you, if you look into it deeper, it's got to be deeper than that. Because if this was a famous doctor and he was telling everybody, I'm going to treat everybody the same way, no matter what the disease. Here is the treatment program, and everybody uses the same treatment program. Would we listen to that doctor?
No.
Why are we listening to the financial guru that gives everybody the same advice?
Yeah.
Come on. You need a system that is uniquely put together just for you. And this is why when people call us, they get we need them to fill out a form so that we can do an analysis. This is when they're asking for a savings and earnings report. When you submit your information and we do a savings and earnings report for you, we're going to put together a plan that's uniquely yours. It's not the same as your neighbors, not the same as your cousin, not the same as your mom's. This one is for you and your situation. Now, what happens if some of the parameters of your situation change? You need a program that can instantly change with your changes and then reconfigure your optimization moves. That's what this program does. It's like financial GPS. Give it more information, give it different information. We're going to give you different instructions instantly. Not the same instructions, because those instructions don't apply anymore because things have changed. Does this make sense to you?
It makes perfect sense. And Mr. Don, I want to, yield the mic to, for others to ask questions, but how do I get in contact with you? Because I am also on that becoming your own bank journey.
Yes.
And I really want to see how this can really tie into a program that I've been working on.
Well,
get in touch with you.
There's a couple of ways. You can go to the link at the top of the screen if it's up there. All right. Savings request a savings and earnings report. All right, folks. I see people on the job, so you can click on that link. It's at ice10klive.com, ice10klive.com, or click on the link that you see in Clubhouse here. And then there's a button that says get a savings and earnings report. Fill out the information. Someone from my staff will give you a call and set up a consultation. And we'll put together a program that's uniquely yours. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
And you can also go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com, and call our office. And that will give you a direct number to the office. But if you want to know exactly how much interest you could save and when you could be debt free, and then we'll go over how you can take the interest savings and deposit that into your own family bank. And you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. I 100% do. Yeah. 100% do. Yeah.
And we'll be able to talk about just that. I'm so looking forward to getting to talking with you.
Me as well. I can't wait. Thank you so much, and make it a great rest of your day.
Same to you, Karan. Thank you. You helped out so many people this morning. Thank you for coming to the stage.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
Wait a second. I got a moderator trying to get my attention.
No. Just wanted to ask: is that savings and earnings report only for Karan, or is that for everybody?
Oh, that could be for everybody. Everybody who wants to know when they can be debt free, who wants to know how much interest they could save, who wants to know how you can take that interest money that you previously were giving to the bank, how you can use that saved interest money to grow your own finances, to put towards your acquiring generational wealth. Oh my goodness. Reach out to us the exact same way. Click on that button. Go to ice10klive.com. Click on that button that says get a savings and earnings report, and we'll do the same for you. That's for everybody. All right. Go ahead and get that done. All right. Who was speaking out?
I was.
Miss Sonia, what's going on?
Question. Okay, listen, we're in the process of buying a house.
Yep.
I'm not going to call him out. My loan broker's down below hiding in the audience. We won't call him out. He told me yesterday that I could pay $10,000 and buy 2 points off my loan in interest. And I told him that he was crazy and he should get out of the loan business because he's teaching people the wrong way. So I invited him on this morning, and I just want you to tell him that I'm doing the right move and he's suggesting the wrong move.
Well, you know, I probably would not use that particular language. I would probably say, let's take a look at the numbers and why I don't need to buy down the rate. Okay. Can I let me? Okay. I hope everybody can see this on screen, and I'm going to put on. I'm going to put on a loan here for, let's say, we got a loan at $300,000 at 3%. Can we do that, folks? $300,000 at 3%. Okay. And I just bought, let's say I paid to buy my rate down to here to 3%. So I'm taking a look at this, and my payment, my principal and interest payment is $1,264.81. My payment is that, and but the interest that the bank wants me to pay on this loan is $155,331.60. So Sonia,
Yes, sir.
first of all, if I'm supposed to pay back $155,331 on a $300,000 loan, first of all, is the 155,000 3% of 300,000?
That's why I use your fill out the blanks and it'll tell me how to pay it.
There you go. Well, listen, it's actually over half. It's 51%. 51%, not 3%, it's 51%. All 3% loans for 30 years are 51% loans. That's number one. Number two, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's going on with this loan. All right. So we're going to learn how to read an amortization schedule right now. So for everyone who's looking at, who wants to see an example, who wants to learn the secret of how to read an amortization schedule, so you'll know that a slightly higher interest rate is actually going to save you money and you can pay off your loan faster with a slightly higher interest rate. You need to see this. How can moderators, how can they see this example?
Yep. So if you go into the chat, if you look at the last thing that I wrote, that's the instructions written out. But I'll say it verbally for those that might not be able to go to the chat. You can go to ice10kvideos.com. That'll take you to Don's YouTube channel. As soon as you get there, you'll see the panels. Go to the one that says live. Click that panel. Commercial will play. Let it play. Skip it. And then you'll see Don in the studio pulling up these numbers on the screen, showing you how he cancels months and years off of your mortgage. And when you get to the YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe, comment, like, and share. There's a whole library of incredible information. So everybody go to your iPad, desktop, laptop, go to ice10kvideos.com so you can be in Clubhouse while seeing it on your big screen on your computer. All right, back to you, Don.
All right. All right. So we won't be able to get in this too deeply. I'm going to give you some of the basics here. So if your loan officer wants to get on a three-way after this, we can make some arrangements, Sonia, so that we can dig down deep, because unless he comes up and asks some questions, then we may not get to everything and complete the understanding on this. But here's some of the basics. Right now, when we make this very first payment, $514.81 goes to principal, $750 goes to interest on this $300,000 loan. Folks, do we want to keep paying our money like that? Where $750 of our payment goes to interest? Lord have mercy. So if we make this payment this month, all right, this is the first of the month. We just made this mortgage payment and we're all done for May. Now, the June principal payment is $516.10, Miss Sonia. That's the June principal payment. Now we're still in May. Do I have to wait till June to give the bank this $516.10?
No.
If I had it, could I give it to them this month?
Yes.
And if I instruct the bank, will they apply that to principal?
Yes.
That means I'm paid down to line 2 on my amortization schedule in May, not line 1, but I'm already down on line 2 where I owe $298,969.09. All of this $516.10 goes to principal. And guess what just happened? I eliminated line 2 from my schedule for only $516.10. Line 2 is gone. I just took off one payment that I never have to make for $516.10 when I do that. So my next mortgage payment for June is actually on line 3 of my schedule now, isn't it? How about that?
Correct.
All right. So what happened to the $748.71 in interest on line 2? What happened to that interest payment, Miss Anya?
Here, and I saved money.
It disappeared. It was canceled. You never have to pay the $748.71. Now, does that make you feel good that you can eliminate one payment by prepaying $516.10? Does it also make you feel good that you save the interest payment on that line?
Yes.
All right. So if that's the case, Miss Sonia, remember our principal payments are at what? Start out at $516. So we're going to put this loan in. I'm now going to raise the loan to interest rate to 5% because that's where the rates are now, right around 5%. Okay. So I missed the 3% loan and now I got the 5% loan. My payment now is $1610.46. Uh-oh. So if I can afford the payment, I'm going to be better off here. So let's scroll down to payment number 1 and payment number 2. Now remember, how much did we have to pay to eliminate payment number 2? $516.10. Now, when I raise the interest rate, my principal payments are smaller, but my interest payments are larger. Okay? So now when I take a look at this loan, I make my payment for this month, and my principal payment for May is only $361.96. So let me ask you, if I'm going to pay extra on this loan, is it easier to get rid of a payment for $361.96 or easier to get rid of it for $516.10? What do you say to that, Miss Sonia?
The 300, right?
The 300. So here, let me show you what's going on. I'm going back to the 3% loan. The 3% loan. In 1 year, I'm going to pay this loan down by $6,263.40. That's how much principal I pay down on this loan in 1 year. $6,263.40. So I don't have to pay that all in. I don't have to pay all of that in one lump. I mean, in 12 monthly installments, do I? If I wanted to, if I had the money, I could pay $62.63.40 all at once and apply that to principal. What happens is it takes me down to line 12 on my amortization schedule, and my next payment is actually on line 13 of my amortization schedule. That's what happens when I prepay $62.63.40. But at the higher interest rate, when I pay around $6,200, it takes off 17 payments. So if I'm going to prepay out of my savings around $6,200 or $6,300, Miss Sonia, do I want it to knock off 12 payments or do I want it to knock off 17 payments?
17.
There you go. So don't be afraid at the higher interest rates where people are going to ask you to buy down the rate back down to where it was, where it was actually hurting you when it comes to paying off the loan faster and cheaper. Now, here is the thing, Miss Sonia. If you want to make all 360 payments, then yes, get the lowest interest rate possible if you want to make all 360 payments. But if you want to pay off this loan in 7 or 9 years, then you want a principal payment that is going to be conducive to you paying off the loan in that amount of time that works for you. So I'm not saying get the highest interest rate possible. I'm not saying get the lowest interest rate possible. I'm saying get the right interest rate for you, which makes it better for you to get out of the loan faster. I've had people request, depending on how much money they make, I've had people request a higher interest rate to close. And nobody's ever heard of that before. They're actually requesting a slightly higher interest rate because it works better for their financial situation, and it actually saves them money because of they may get bonuses and that sort of thing. And these bonuses applied to the mortgage, the bonus money does more damage to the loan at the higher interest rate. And folks, I'm hoping that this makes sense, especially if you're watching it online. Miss Sonia, I hope that helps.
Okay, so quick question. This is where we're at. We're buying a $225,000 house.
Yep.
And right now, if I don't buy down the points, I'm at 6% interest.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can buy down a half a point at $5,000 and I can do up to 1.5 points on that. So then it would take it down to 4.5.
Yeah.
But at $5,000, from what I'm understanding, basically, if I just wait and hold that money to the side, and then after I make my first month's payment, and then I pay that money that I was going to buy points down on the principal, wouldn't I be at line 13 instead of line 2?
Let's see, because you already worked this thing out, didn't you?
I hope so.
Let's take a look at that, Miss Sonia. So you said your loan amount is how much?
$210,000.
210,000. So my first question is, can you comfortably make the payment at 6% interest?
Absolutely.
There you go. See, that's the first thing. All right. So we're going to put that in at 6% interest. And this is what she's talking about, folks. Everybody who's new to the room, you want to see this. Okay. Everybody that's new to the room, come on in so that you can see this. Go to ice10kvideos.com. ice10kvideos.com so you can see this example on YouTube. All right, 210,000 at 6% interest. Your principal and interest payment is $1,259.06, correct?
Correct.
All right, so now we're going to scroll down, and you said if you wanted to and now that means you did not pay $5,000, right? Towards
it's $5,000 where I can buy down the points because we haven't signed the paperwork.
$5,000 to buy down the points.
Point and a half.
Okay, so now you're saying, I didn't buy down the points. So if you wanted to pay $5,000, if you're seeing this, let's just say you have $5,000 in the bank, right?
Right.
I got $5,000. And I could prepay the $5,000 now. Guess what? The amount of principal you pay down in 1 year on this loan is $2,578.88. That's 1 year. $5,000 takes off practically 2 years off this loan. So do you want to split your $5,000 to buy down the rate, or do you want to take $5,000 and pay off 2 years off your loan?
Pay off 2 years off my loan.
There you go. That's what we're talking about. That's at the higher interest rate, folks. That's what happens because the principal payment is so small. It's $210, but there's a dime. But my interest payment is over $1,000. And here's the rule. And if you're clipping, you want to know this. clip this because you need to keep it. Yeah, the interest payments are $1,000, but interest payments you skip don't matter. If I skip these interest payments by prepaying the $5,000, it takes me down to line 24 on my amortization schedule. I just saved $23,000 in interest I never have to pay. And I took off 2 years off my loan with the $5,000. Come on, folks. I realize that wrapping our minds around this can be a little disconcerting because no one else is talking about this. Everybody else, the news is talking about the interest rates are going up. Your loan officer is talking about the interest rates are going up. Your real estate agent is talking about the interest rates are going up. They're talking about putting people who are trying to get into a loan right now. It says, can I put a lock on my interest rate that I have right now for the next 3 months or 6 months or even 9 months? You can pay for locking your interest rate in because we're under the misconception that the lower interest rates are good and the higher interest rates are bad, when we don't understand how the loan works in the first place. Once you understand how the loan works, folks, that's when it makes sense to get a higher or lower interest rate when you know how it affects you in the long run. How much is it going to cost me to manage this loan based on my financial footprint? That's when you get the higher or lower interest rate. Just getting the interest rate because it looks better, because it feels better, is not a reason to do it. You've done no math. Somebody has to do the math and say, you know what? I'm going to be better off if your goal is to pay a loan for 30 years, do everything that the bank is telling you, if that's your goal, because that's ultimately going to save you money if you want to pay it for 30 years. But if your goal is to pay off this loan, okay, your goal is to pay off this loan, let me tell you, 9 out of 10 people you know will never pay off a mortgage because of how the system is set up. Americans don't have 30-year mortgages. We have a string of 5 to 7 year mortgages until we die because of refinancing. That is the truth of the matter. So, Miss Anya, did we answer your question today?
Yes, and just so you know, the loan broker just texted me and said that he's going to require all his people getting loans moving forward to read your book. So congratulations. We achieved greatness today.
Look at you, girlfriend. Look at you helping out people already. Do you know you're going to help a bunch of people that you never even saw before because you brought a question to this stage, influenced somebody else that I've never even met that's going to buy my book and then share my book with others. It's going to end up saving them money, all because we did a little bit of math and they saw the numbers for themselves. Folks, go ahead, give me a follow the club, follow Black Think Tank, follow P.I.L.L Method, follow the P.I.L.L Method Club, and share this information. Jared, back to you. Let's talk about the blessing that comes from sharing.
Yes. So the thing that is really the reason why I'm at 72,000 plus followers, the reason why I've had so much success in my career, because I really focus on giving. I'm a go giver, right? I'm always figuring out how can I give value to everybody around me? How can I support? How can I promote my friends' businesses? How can I amplify valuable information to my friends and family so that they see me as somebody that brings value to them, and then therefore they bring value to me. So to give value to this room, we would love for you to share this room. There's 60 people in this room right now. We only have 10 shares. We would love it if you would give back to this room and give back to the community, give back to your hallway by going to the bottom where it says number 10. It's that box with the arrow. Thank you to the person that just shared. And click that button. Go to the bottom where it says share on Clubhouse. Click that button and then just click share. just quick steps. We have, let's see, Dr. Charmaine Wilson, thank you. Kelsey Holloway, thank you. Wendy City, thank you. Ashley Wilkerson, thank you. Sonia, thank you. Thank you to everybody that's giving to this room. It really doesn't take much. Don is really showing you how to take a 30-year mortgage and pay it off in 7 years. So show the room some love. We loved 17 shares. We love that. Let's get into 20, 30. We really appreciate it. And also make sure you're following all these mods. Don, of course, make sure you follow him, Kenyatta, Windy City Coffee, the general contractor, and everybody that is adding value, Sonia, and everybody else. So with that being said, Don, one more time for the people that are new to the room, if they want to figure out what pill is the right pill for them to get their mortgage paid off in 7 to 9 years, how do they get in touch with you? And then Sonia mentioned your book. I would love for you to just tell them a little bit about your book and how they can get that as well.
Excellent. So here's what we're talking about, folks. You want to be able to pay off your mortgage. You want to handle your debt. The average family has about 13 different debts. That's the average family. And all of that can be paid off in an average of 7 to 9 years by understanding how amortization schedules work and how you can defeat them. So go to ice10klive.com and then click on the button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Once you click on that button, follow all the instructions, and that will let you into our financial form where you can fill out all your data, and then someone from my office will get a hold of you and set up a consultation. You can know the month, day, and year you'll be debt-free, usually within a 7 to 9 year window, and how much interest you can save. And that's what we're talking about, folks. And you take that saved interest, and we'll talk to you about how you can actually use that saved interest and develop your own family bank. We have people who are paying off their mortgage in this way and all their other debt, taking the interest savings, investing it in their own family bank, and becoming millionaires with money they were previously given to the bank. You want to know how this works? We'll tell you. All right. So also, let's put the book on the screen as well. If you, we had some people talking about the book, and the reason why this book is so powerful, folks, because it's the only one that is on out of 33 million titles on Amazon. It is the only book that goes into how to read an amortization schedule, how to defeat that amortization schedule so that you pay the least amount of interest. And it talks about why we need an opportunity cost calculator, why we need some technology so that our computer can beat the bank's computer at their own game and tell you how much money to move, what day, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move that money on, which loan to attack, so that you can save the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. This is the only book out there that does that. And once you get this book, folks, get the book today, and you'll also get a 10K card that goes along with it. All right. So is Miss Kenyatta back in the room yet?
I am here.
Miss Kenyatta, first of all, congratulations on your clubhouse birthday today. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Listen, I appreciate everything that you're doing for us. And what's going on? All right, everybody. Thank you for clapping for Miss Kenyatta. Listen, Miss Kenyatta, once they get my book, how can they get their own 10K card, digital business card to go along with it?
You made a great financial decision in buying the book. So what you want to do is screenshot that receipt, go to ice10klive.com, upload that receipt to where it says I'm ready. It's going to be the second tab over to your right, second down, and you're going to build out your own digital card to your specifications. You want to put your phone number, your website, email address, and social media handles. Let us know where to drop that digital card off, and you'll have your very own 10K card valued at $100.
All right, Jared, I think we have some more people on the stage.
Did you hear that? You're going to buy a book and get a benefit of $100 10K card? It's worth $100, guys.
Yep. That link at the top is a great example of a 10K card. I have one. Kenyatta has one. So get the book and then screenshot the receipt. Go to step 3. I'm ready, and get a 10K card, complimentary of the P.I.L.L method. All right, cool. So Dr. Charmaine, thank you so much for being patient on the stage. Kale, Tanya, we see you as well. We're going to get to you ASAP. We love the fact that you came on stage to ask a question. So Dr. Charmaine, please let us know what your question is. How can we help you?
Thank you so much. Oh, wow. This is very enlightening for me. I did not know anything about this stuff. So, wow. So my question is, because we have been in our home now for 20 years, and we have been doing it the wrong way for 20 years. Can we call the bank and ask them for our schedule, or the schedule that their what's called it, amortization schedule, and try to see where we are? Because as I said before, for us, we're not just starting out. We've been in this business thing for 20 years.
Dr. Charmaine, you can do that, and it'll take some time to get it, but you don't have to. You could do it yourself.
Oh.
You see, folks, listen, folks, people, they come on Clubhouse and say, listen, they want to charge for everything. I don't want to charge for everything. Listen, we got a website here that's free to everyone to use, so they can do their amortization schedule. You want to go to Brett Whistle, BRETTWHISSEL, and you can use the same one that we're using to do our illustration. But this is not my program, folks. I just use this so that we can learn the numbers. Brett Whistle, BRET. Again, his last name is Whistle, WHIS as in Sam, S as in Sam, EL. Go to his amortization calculator, and you can do one of these for yourself. But the thing is, Dr. Charmaine, as soon as you make a prepayment, it destroys the amortization schedule. This is why we have a computer program that runs the entire thing for you. And you don't have to keep up with it. Our program does everything for you, especially if you have more than one loan. It can be daunting. It can be daunting if you only have one loan, because it's not enough just to pay off the loan faster. You want to know at this point how much interest you have left to pay. Can I ask you a couple of questions about your loan, though?
Sure.
You said you've been in it for about 20 years.
Yeah.
Have you refinanced it at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many times have you refinanced it?
Once.
Okay. And do you remember how long you were in the loan before you refinanced it?
Like about 10 years.
About 10 years. When you refinanced it, did you get a new 30-year mortgage?
Yes.
Did you know what you created?
No.
A 40-year loan.
Okay. No, I didn't know what I did.
That's what we created, was a 40-year loan. So you may have a lot of interest left to pay, which means there's a lot of interest left to save.
Yes. Yeah, I've been looking at this stuff recently.
Yes.
Realizing that, okay, something is off here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we'd love to talk to you about that. Now, you can do some of this yourself, but you know what? What about do it myself? I recently had a deck built on my house, and I actually chronicled that on my Facebook page. So if you find Don Daniel, go to my Facebook page, and you go back far enough, you'll see how these folks built my deck. Okay, it's a beautiful deck. But so when the guy gave me the estimate, he says, Don, here's your estimate for this deck. And I asked him, well, how much would the estimate be if I help you? He said, more.
He didn't want Don in the way.
Who said that?
I did.
He didn't want me. Listen, he said, you don't know what you're doing, boy. Get out of my way trying to help me. It would.
Typically don't want your help. We can do it. We have it. It's our profession. Stay in your lane.
Come on, come on, come on. Listen, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Katina, have you had people try to help you? Say, listen, let me save a little money and let me help Katina, who's a general contractor, has been in business for over 20 years. I'm going to come in, and because I watched a couple of YouTube videos, I'm going to come in and help you, Katina.
YouTube University doesn't get it.
So here's what I'm saying, folks. When it comes to this, I can teach you some things about how this works. But if you want to save the most amount of money that's possible, then work with me. I will save you a ton of money, more money than you could ever save for yourself. That's what keeps us in business. I don't stay in business helping people do something they could do for themselves. The only way I stay in business, if I can do something for you that you absolutely cannot do for yourself. That's how we stay in business. So listen, that's why we do what we do, folks. And I would love to do this for you, Dr. Charmaine, and see where you are in this thing. And how would you like to be able to pay off your mortgage? Okay, watch this, Miss Dr. Charmaine. In an average of 7 to 9 years, all right, it could be even sooner, because you've been in, you've been around, you've been in this mortgage for a while. When you started this mortgage journey, do you think you're making a little bit more money than you were when you first started this mortgage journey? Yeah. Look at you. So come on now. Come on. You can actually, because of what you're making now, 7 to 9 years doesn't apply to you probably. You're probably closer to 5 to 7. And we're going to show you how to do that. And guess what? You don't have to sacrifice lifestyle. Listen, I don't want to take money away from. So that's a lot of things that people, because of the guy in Tennessee, says you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, drive a 30-year-old car, eat beans and rice. Now, I like beans and rice. I even like rice and peas. I like it, but I don't want to eat it every day to get this done. Okay. You don't have to cut up your credit cards. Okay. You don't have to do all of that and then take all of your money that makes life worth living and throw it at the debt. No, here's what you can do. You can live well, continue to go on vacation, put money in savings, cut your interest cost by 75%, and still be out of debt in 5 to 7 years while you're enjoying life. How does that sound to you?
Amazing.
It's all about the math. It's all about the math. So
Dawn, she's thinking about being on the beach drinking mojitos. That's what she's thinking about right now.
Come on now. We're not talking about taking my vacation money and trying to pay off a mortgage. That's not what I'm trying to do. So, Dr. Charmaine, do you have any other questions for us this morning?
No, I'm definitely going to get the earnings and fill out that earnings and savings report and connect with you. Definitely.
Please do. Please do. And I'm going to love working with you. And listen, could you do us one more favor?
Absolutely.
Once you become our client, can you come back to Clubhouse and share your good news with others and see how this thing is working so they can know?
Sure, definitely.
Excellent. Excellent. Anything else I could do for you today?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And don't forget to get the book. And I didn't say that out loud.
I wrote the book down too.
Okay. Just between you and me. All right, Jared, back to you, sir.
So basically, what Don is saying is when you get the book, you're going to get all of his secrets. And, sorry, it was just between you guys. My bad. Back to you, Jared.
Listen, TK, come on in, man. You listen, we've been waiting on you all day. Where have you been?
And I'm out here telling everyone outside of this room about the spiritual money mindset. Why are you harassing me? I'm getting more people to the conference than you would understand. But you know what? You want to beat people up and tell people the secrets, Don, I'm going to let you have it your way. But if you guys don't already know about the spiritual money mindset, that's what 10K is out here doing. Spreading the gospel. What's up, family? How's everybody? Just came to say hi and stir some trouble. That's it, Don. Back to you.
All right, Jared. Back to you, sir.
All right. So thank you everybody that's been sharing the room. We really appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, keep sharing the room. Make sure you're following Don. Shout out to the Black Think Tank. And also make sure you get that savings and earnings report. So we got a really large stage and we got 40 minutes left. So I'm going to make sure that we get to Kale immediately. But real quick, Kenyatta and Wendy and the general contractor haven't had a chance to introduce themselves. So if all of you could just do a quick 30-second introduction, that would be great. So happy Clubhouse anniversary, Kenyatta. Would love for you to do a quick intro.
Thank you. So for everyone that doesn't know me, my name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com, and I am the official lender of the P.I.L.L Method Room. What that means is I can assist you on not only finding a deal, but financing that deal. I can also assist you in canceling the interest on that deal so we can get you in yet another deal. And I love being among these people, these brilliant minds, every other day. And all we do is provide value. And I'm excited about the event in Nashville, the Mindset Seminar of the Century. I say that because we are combining all the masterminds off of Clubhouse. And then we're adding in Eric Thomas. So if you're not going to be there, you're going to be square. I would love to see your face in the place. Happy Monday. Money making Monday.
Happy anniversary, Kenyatta. Money making anniversary.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. Wendy City.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. A little late start for me today. Let me share that I am in the right place at the right time. I only come back to rooms that I find value in. When I tell you, Don is the real deal. I absolutely love his energy, listening to him and learning from him. We crossed paths early on this app, and I just got to give you your flowers. Like you could tell when someone is really doing what they love to do because the joy comes out. So Don, thank you for that. The role I play in all of this is owning a tax company. Everything you need to know about me pretty much is on my bio. I assist so many people with fixing their own credit. When I got tired, I help you do it yourself. Get your credit together. You can buy the bundle. You can get your taxes done. And I'm going to send you to Kenyatta to get your deal done. And then she's going to send you to Don to get the P.I.L.L method taken care of. We're all in this together. Happy Monday. And thank you for joining us.
Awesome. Coffee is with the kids, but definitely make sure you tap into her profile, give her a follow, check her out. She does amazing things. General contractor.
Good morning. Thank you for to the stage. I am Katina, the general contractor, state of Florida, and I've been in business for 20 years. Can you guys hear me? I'm getting poor connection.
Yeah, we hear you.
I hear you clear enough.
Okay, great. So general contractor, I do commercial and residential, add additions, build outs, new builds for both. If you have something that you want to ask about, if you're looking to rehab anything, you can get in touch with me at katina10k.com. Thank you.
Awesome. 10K, real quick introduction.
Hey, super good morning, guys. How are you? My name is Sean Lashley. I'm a very introverted kid. I came onto Clubhouse to find my voice, and I'm just, picking up the gems in the different rooms. And then one day I'll be able to be as confident as Jared and as Don Daniel and Money Making Monday, Kenyatta, who is celebrating her anniversary. So I'm just here for the gems, guys, and just keep inspiring me, guys. One day I just know within myself I will be a public speaker, and then when I do find that voice within me, I'm gonna be at the event in Nashville, and yeah, it's gonna become a reality for me one day, guys.
TK, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. You are so not introverted.
Guys, I'm here to tell you, if a simple guy like me can do it, you can do it. So if you have a dream inside of you, if you have a burning desire to help other people and add value, tap into that place and go out there and start doing great stuff. And most importantly, one of the most important things you'll do is to tap in with great people doing great things as well. And that's why you'll constantly see me in the presence of the accompanying mods on stage and a few of the speakers as well. Because your time on earth is non-refundable. Choose wisely where you invest your time. I don't use the word spend time anymore. I use invest time. Because if there's not an ROI on my presence in an environment, I am leaving quietly. So for those who don't already have a ticket to the Spiritual Money Mindset, which is going to be on the 20th to the 22nd of this month, I would definitely recommend you guys go to ice10ktickets.com, get your ticket, get your hotel room if they're still available, but treat yourself to a weekend. And also, if you can afford to bring someone else with you, family member or a spouse, looking forward to seeing you guys there. With that said, guys, I'm here to assist. We fully endorse Don and what he is doing. With that said, Jared, I'm going back on mute.
Hey, Jared, I want everybody to know that there are people that are watching us online, and we have a production engineer that's taking care of all that. Can you invite him to give us a little, a little introduction there, man?
Yeah, absolutely. And then we'll go to K.L. Thank you so much for your patience. So, Kirk, go for it.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good to be here. My name is Kirk Nugent. I get to serve as the official producer for the P.I.L.L Method Club, P.I.L.L Method Show. So we're making all the things happen in the background, moving things around on the screen, ensuring that, listen, what Don said is the absolute truth. If you want to do it the hard way, we can teach you and train you how to do it yourself. But if you want to have the easy button, if you want to focus on the content and just share your value with the world in a way that's meaningful, a way that's evergreen, meaning that people can share it and share it and share it again. People can have it on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube in the way or on the platform that they prefer. I mean, in this case, we're doing it even on Clubhouse. Then that's the type of thing, the type of service, the type of platform that you want to set up. Definitely tap in with me, Kirk10klive.com. These are some of the times I really wish somebody could put my link up on the screen. I've put it up there for you. Kirk10klive.com. I get to serve as the producer here. One of the things I'll say real quick as we get ready to pass it back to those who are on stage is that Don is not this is not a show. He's not putting on a facade. This is exactly who he is behind closed doors, when the camera is on, when the mic is on Clubhouse. And we won't find a more genuine person. What I can say and several others can say is that we are not only working with him in this capacity to get this message out here to as many people as possible, but my family and I are also on the P.I.L.L Method. We're literally, today's the second. So many of you, like me, are in the P.I.L.L Method right now doing the payments. And we're about to make a lump sum payment to pay off a card. We're about to make a lump sum payment on our car. I mean, listen, we're getting it all paid off. We know the exact date that we'll be debt free. So this is not pie in the sky. I am actually being affected by this knowledge. So if I need to come off mute and just answer some questions as a client, please let me know. Anything that we can do to get people across the line. That mental hurdle that you're feeling right now that says this has got to be a scam, it's there for a reason. You need to trust that in other instances, but in the multitude of witnesses, we can find confirmation. And so if you need that from those of us who have already pulled the trigger, let us know. We'd love to be able to come in and give you that perspective as well. My name is Kirk Nugent, again, Kirk 10K Live. Tap in with me for anything live video related, any production services that you need. And again, Don, love what you're doing in this space.
Thank you for that, sir. Hey, Jared, as soon as we get done, we want to get some of the people on stage to ask their questions. I promise, we see the link up at the top about developing a spiritual money mindset. I promise, folks, we're going to tell you more about that. But I want to get to the people on the stage so they can ask their questions. But in the meantime, click on the link, take a look around. And I want to tell you that we do have a block of rooms that are $279. They're going fast. The regular room rate is $549 at this 5-star resort. So I want to get that out there right now. Get your room early so that you can get in there at $279 and not $549. All right, Jared, back to you.
Yep. And we got 30 minutes left, I believe, unless Don, you have more time. We got 4 people on stage. So just wanted to throw that out there that, we're going to, go ahead and make it a little bit of rapid fire. So K.L., thank you so much for your patience. Really appreciate you coming on stage. Please let us know what your question is.
Hi, thank you for inviting me up. Basically, my question is, I get government contracts and stuff, and I accommodate young people and families. And so I was very interested when you said I could pay this off in 7 years. does the things that you're saying apply to UK banks? Because obviously the mortgages we have out here, they've got these things like if you do payments, there can be fines and stuff. So I just wanted clarification as to whether this strategy can be applied in the UK.
Well, to tell you the truth, I have to admit that the strategy that we use here in the US, we actually adapted it from somebody in the UK. You might have heard of this guy. They call him Sir Richard Branson. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, definitely.
So actually, this came by. It started out in Australia. Sir Richard Branson picked it up and put it in his Virgin Banks. Okay, a version of this, and then we took it here in the United States, and then put language to it, and then plugged a computer into it, and leveled up what he was doing. So we thank you, Sir Richard Branson, for having the vision and the foresight into this thing. But we've taken this thing and then leveled it up by adding into it how an amortization schedule works. And then we plugged a computer in so the computer can beat the bank at its own game. We already have clients on our program in the UK and Australia and the Bahamas. And in South America, and Canada. So, yeah, we're international. So thank you for asking that question. We're helping people in the UK right now. All we do is substitute the word pounds for dollars. Everything else works the same.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
All right, that was a quick one. Thank you, Kale, for coming up. So up next is Chioma.
Oh, hi guys. Hi Jarrett and everyone else. It's a real pleasure to be here. And I guess my question was similar to Kel, if he actually applied to us in the UK. So she's actually answered it. And just to ask a quick question, how do you support us to do that, to pay off the mortgage in 7 years? How do we do that? Can you help?
Well, it is so. So, how long have you been in the room this morning?
I've sort of been in and out with the children, so I've missed a few things.
Okay, so let me go over. Can I go over quickly how to read an amortization schedule? I can give you the basics, okay? But our program actually does all of the work. All right. So we were talking earlier about a $210,000 mortgage. $210,000, 210,000 pounds really doesn't matter at this point because the loans all use the same amortization schedule. All right, Chioma?
I'm here. I can hear you.
All right, good, because we're going to be going back and forth. Now, if you want, can you actually go to, are you in a position to go to like a tablet or computer so you can actually see what I'm getting ready to put on the screen?
Yeah, I can do that now. Yeah.
Go to ice10kvideos.com. That will take you to our YouTube channel, ice10kvideos.com. That's the number 10 and the letter K.
Yeah, I'm on there, the P.I.L. method channel. Yeah.
Right. Go ahead and click on the one that says live and bypass the commercial. So you can see what we've got here. And we'll teach you the basics of how to read an amortization schedule right quick. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So I've got $210,000 on the screen at 6%. The payment is $1,259.06. We go down to the very first payment. So do you see, now it's going to take a little bit to catch up online because what you hear and what you see is just a little disjointed because of the internet. So there's going to be a slight delay. Now, we have going to principal $209.06 out of that payment. Do you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
How much goes to interest?
Okay, so interest is 1,050.
That's a lot. Okay, so let's just say this is the first of the month. We made our very first payment on this loan this month. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the principal payment, just the principal payment now for next month is how much money?
The principal payment is 210.
Now, do we have to wait till next month to give the bank that 210?
No,
If we had it, could we give it to the bank this month?
absolutely, yes.
All right. If we did, do you realize all of this money goes to principal and we're paid down to line 2 in this month?
Right. So 1,048.
Right. So now our next mortgage payment for next month is actually on line 3 of the schedule. We got rid of line 2, eliminated line 2 for only 210 pounds.
Right.
And what happened to the 1,048 pounds on line 2? What happened to that, the interest payment?
So that's now gone to 1,047 now.
That's what most people think. But
Ah,
it actually went away. You eliminated that. You canceled that money. You never have to pay that money
right.
just because you paid that early. Now, based on that, let me show you something else. What if we made our payment here this month and we take a look at these principal payments, and now let's get a little fancy with it. We have a little money in the bank, right? What if we gave the bank on top of this payment, gave them the $210 on line 2, the 211 on line 3, and the 212 on line 4? We gave that to the bank early. What happens to these 3 interest payments of over $1,040? What happens to those?
Does it go away?
It goes away.
Mm.
And we're on what line of our schedule next month?
Line 4.
Try again. Line 5. We're already down to line 4.
Oh gosh, line 5.
Yes.
Wow.
For a lot less money. That's a little over $630. A little over $630. We just saved $3,000 in interest we never have to pay. And my payment goes from line 1 to line 5. Line 1 is now touching line 5. Line 2, 3, and 4 are gone for just $600. How do you like that?
Wow. That sounds amazing. So do you only pay the principal, not the interest?
Exactly. The interest is to be saved. The interest is not to be paid. We attack the print. We attack these loans with just the principal payment. Period. Somebody said yesterday, so we're punishing the principal. That's right.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
I had to steal that. I had to clip that. Do you have any other questions for us? So we use this information. We plug this idea into our computer system. And for every individual, we let them know how much money to pay, what month to pay it in, what day of the month to pay it on, and which loan to attack so that we can optimize the interest savings at that point. So if you want to know more about how this can help you in the UK, just go to ice10klive.com. There's a button there that says get a savings and earnings report. Fill it out, and then we'll help you. Now, if you have any problems with it because you're in the UK, then contact us. Now, listen to this. Contact us at ice10k.com. You'll see our number there, all right, or in our email. Reach out to us either in the back channel or on Instagram. Reach out to us, and we'll set up a phone call on WhatsApp, and then we'll help you get your information done that way for all our international clients. Where there's a will, there's a way. All right.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you so much. I mean, that's been helpful. Just by paying extra, can definitely get rid of that mortgage in 7 years. That sounds exciting.
And that's why you need to know exactly how this works so you can actually believe it. It's not how fast you can pay down the principal that matters. It's how cheaply you can pay off your loan. So more of your money that you already have goes more to principal and less goes to that interest. Thank you so very much for your question.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's next, Jarrett? Uh-oh, Jared's back there clipping. That's what he's doing.
Oh, sorry. I thought I clicked the mute button. Tanya, you're up next. Love to hear your question. Thanks for coming up. And Tanya, if you're speaking, you just have to hit the mute button. All right. So we'll go ahead and move her down, and we're going to move on to financial coach Trina Duhan. Please let us know what your question is.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And thanks for allowing me the opportunity to speak on your platform and ask a question. My motto is, where the woman goes, the community will follow. And because of that, I assist in building wealth one step at a time through financial goal settings, financial planning, just building wealth, saving. So this is a gold mine, and I really appreciate the information that you're providing. One of the questions that I want to ask, and we pay down a lot as far as debt, but I do run into issues where the lenders, we have lazy lenders out there. So if they're not applying it to the principal, are we still getting that benefit?
Oh my goodness, what a question. Okay, so here's one way you can test this out. All right. You know by your statement how much money you owe, correct?
Right.
If you make a principal prepayment, your next statement should show that your principal is taking down the extra amount that you put on. All right. So you'll know what you know how much money went to principal out of your regular payment, and you just subtract that, and then you subtract your extra payment. That math should work out the same. If it doesn't, then something is not right. You can easily see if your prepayment is going to principal. Now, here's the other thing. Sadly, the people who answer the phone don't necessarily know how a loan actually is supposed to work because their employers don't teach them. We assume that if they're in a position of authority, they actually understand all the inner workings of how loans work. So if we ask them a question that comes from a basis of knowledge, then they can't answer it, because most of the people they talk to don't understand how loans work. So they never get the questions that you're about to ask. So please, folks, here's what I'm telling you. What you're learning in here today, you know more now. Just because you've been in here for the last 2 hours, you know more. Even if you've been here for 20 minutes, you know more about how loans work than 99% of the loan officers that answer the phone when you call. So they cannot back you up. They cannot verify this. The only way that you're going to be able to do this is go back to my videos, keep watching the videos, and if the numbers make sense, does it really matter if the people at the bank agree with you? Very good question.
So when you have a situation where your payments are going away, that's not a correct application. Is that fair to say?
No. The payments do go away, but what we're focused on is the payments going away. So by you paying extra,
then what's happening? They're saying that they're applying it to the principal.
Yeah.
But the next payment is not for a couple months.
Then you must be talking about a car payment, not a mortgage.
I've talked to people with the mortgage payment.
Right.
And they paid down their mortgage, and they show that their mortgage is not due. The next mortgage payment is not due until August, say.
I've never seen that in life. I've been doing this 16 years.
So then they're not applying it only, hang on, then they're not applying it, when they're making those extra payments, they're not applying it just to the principal. They're applying it to the whole loan. So when they're making extra payments, it's looking like they're paying extra payments. But really, they're not applying. When they make the extra payments, they specifically have it's going to the principal only. If they don't say that, then
Sonia, that's not what she's talking about. That's not what she's talking about. She's talking about getting ahead on a mortgage payment. it's impossible.
That's what they're advising the mortgage company to pay it on the principal, but they're not applying it correctly. That's in my mind. I'm telling them it's not being applied correctly, because if they're telling you your next payment is not until July or August, it's not applied correctly.
Well, here's the thing. Are you speaking of? Are you speaking about somebody else's situation or yours?
Somebody else's situation.
Okay, the person that explained this to you, number one, I can guarantee you they didn't explain it to you correctly. They're not giving you factual information to work with here. Okay? Because it's impossible to pay a mortgage ahead of time. So you can reduce the number of payments that you make. Okay? So what we're doing is taking a 360 payment loan, and by doing this, we're turning 90 payments or so, but you have the same payment every single month by contract. Monthly, you must give them at least the principal and interest payment. You've got to make them the what's the word I'm looking for? The minimum payment every single month. But what you don't want to do is do it for 360 months. So what if we can get it down to 87 months or down to 80 months instead of 360 months? That's what we do. That's what's really going on. We're not saying get ahead on your mortgage. What we are saying is you can, by saving on the interest, you can have fewer payments, not get ahead on the payments. Does that make sense?
It does. So if saying that the next payment is not due until sometime in the future, do we need to, is there a fight that we need to have with this lender to make sure that they're doing it correctly?
No, what they need to do is call somebody up and find somebody who knows what they're talking about. If they're getting that information, they're getting that information from someone who does not know what they're talking about. And sadly, people who answer the phone don't understand how loans work. Now, they may have had the person that had a phone that answered the phone may have had a car payment that works that way. Auto loans work that way. Mortgages do not.
Okay. So as long as they're making that extra payment, it is going toward principal.
Not necessarily. Here's the thing. Okay. If they have let's say they have an escrow account. If you don't specifically tell the bank, if the bank doesn't specifically know what to do with that money, they will place it in your escrow account and it won't affect your mortgage at all.
Got it. Okay.
But if you don't escrow, then it has to go to principal. That's the only place to put it. This is why it says in your mortgage note, in the rules there, it says that you have a right to prepay the loan. You just have to let the note holder know that you're making a prepayment. Now, some of them make it easy by putting it on their website. Here's where you can make a principal prepayment. Okay.
Yes, I've seen that.
So that makes it easy. It can go no other place but there. Okay. But I had a lady once who with her particular bank put a tremendous amount of money on her loan, and it all went $40,000 went into her escrow account.
No.
Yeah, well, it takes a couple of days to get it straightened out. It didn't stay there. Okay. It takes a few phone calls to get it straightened out. But I told her she was working with me, and I said, since there's no easy way to figure this out, call your bank and let them know that you want to make a principal prepayment of 40 grand. And how do we need to do that? They have their rules. What she did was she wrote it on put it in the memo of her check, apply to principal only. Then she wrote out a note that said, apply this to principal only, and then wrap the check up in the note. And then promptly put it in the snail mail and sent that check into her mortgage company by mail. They opened up the envelope, threw the envelope away. They opened up the note, threw the note away. Looked at the check and say, oh, yeah. Let's put this in her escrow account. You know why? Yep. Because she didn't follow that particular bank's rules, And when she called to find out, she says, "Oh, our rules are you need to send us a fax to tell us that." I'm telling you, that's the God's honest truth. You need to send us a fax, tell us you want to do a principal prepayment. Now, now we assume that all banks do it the same way. No, they do not. So just follow the rules at your bank and you'll be fine.
Okay.
How's that sound?
It sounds awesome, and I sure appreciate this platform. This is golden. This is golden. So if there's anything I can do to assist anyone in the audience, definitely give me a call. Link me. My Instagram is on my page.
Hey, does anyone can somebody ping Richard in here and see if he's available while we're finishing up here? Because we've got 9 minutes left in the show. And I guess that's it. We're going to turn off hand raising. And
Don, I have a quick question too when you're done.
Wait a second. Okay, Jared, you want to listen? You want to moderate this because people are talking at me.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So just want to say, Coach Trina, thank you so much for coming to the stage. Appreciate you. And real quick, Don, just one last time for anybody that's new to the room, if they wanted to understand how they can read amortization schedules or be in touch with your team in order to get the month, date, and year they can be debt free, what would they do and where would they go?
They would go to ice10klive.com, then click on the button that says get a savings and earnings report, fill out all of the information, follow all the instructions, and then somebody from my team will get a hold of them and set up a consultation. And then you can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free and how much interest you can save. But I think we got a couple of questions on stage.
Yeah, I believe that was Wendy. Yeah, go for it, Wendy.
Hi, I wanted just to know for clarity, if you could tell me and the people, Don, when can they start the P.I.L.L method? Let's say they bought a home today.
Yes.
How soon can they start the P.I.L.L method? Thank you.
All right. If I were to call a client today and we got they got their savings and earnings report done and they like what they heard, then they can get started the same day. So if I met with them today, they can get started today. How's that?
That's powerful.
I'm telling you, once we get all the information in, it's already in their system. All we have left to do is turn it on, because my staff is inputting all their data into the system anyway. Then if they say, I want to do business with you, and we take care of the business part, then all of that information that they gave us is automatically populates their particular program. All we do is put a code into the program and to our computer, and it turns on for them, and they start receiving instruction on how to use their program right away. We set up their first appointment with client support, and we also set up their first appointment with their coach the same day. So we do it according to how we meet with the people. That they say, okay, work according to your work schedule. And they said, well, I'm starting the program today. I want my first appointment with my coach in a couple of days because we got to go out of town or whatever. And then with customer service. And then they usually meet with their coach the day after they get their program completely set up and running. And I'm telling you, they have customer service as a lifetime benefit, toll-free number. You're always going to have help. Does that help you, Miss Wendy?
Absolutely, and others, I'm sure.
Thank you very much for that question. Somebody else was trying to chime in there a second ago.
Yeah, this is Katina. So the scenario that the young lady just explained about the future payments, I have that scenario and that I was going to call you about. My payment, the one that we're tackling first, is because I don't have a payment till July 1st.
Well, we need to talk to them.
Yes.
We need to talk to them about what's going on there, because something is not right. Is that a mortgage or construction loan or what? What is it?
No, it's the mortgage that we're doing first, the Shell Point, the one that has the high interest rate.
Yeah.
That one.
All right. Yeah. Let me take a look at that. We'll get on board. And you got now. Did you make the payment already?
Yeah, that's the day we were on the phone.
Right.
You consulted with me. me.
Mhm.
I went in and made that lump sum payment.
Yep.
I didn't notice it until I went in and tried to stop my automatic payment.
Yeah.
I made the payment at the same time I made the principal payment.
Oh.
And then we had already got the phone. I said,
Okay.
we got to call.
All right. So yeah.
But then when she made the comments, I was like, I had that same scenario.
All right. So here's maybe what happened. The computer might be a little confused because you made a regular payment and then you made the principal payment, and then it may have been too close to the automatic payment. We could have some problems there, but that's going to be easily straightened out with a phone call or two, and I'll help you with that.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, because we don't want folks going out there and saying, because number one, if that's what's going on, it won't last that way. It will get corrected. And then you didn't make a payment. And next thing you know, it's a 30-day late. And then you say, well, the thing said I didn't have a payment. No, we're going to avoid all of that.
I don't need that. I'm almost at 800. I know it's just, I just want to see 800. That's all. I'm at 795.
Come on. Listen. Now you need to tell the folks how you got to that 790. Do you mind telling?
Of course not.
All right. Who are you working with?
I'm working with Los Callahan. He is the bomb. He takes us with our business so I'm with the business part of it, but he talks about our personal side as well and showed me what to do and how to optimize my credit. And I went from, I think I had 690. I was all in the sixes, and I'm at almost 800 now. I'm 795, 677. 777 and 787 right now. So yeah, Los is the bomb. So tap in with him as well. He's the beat. He's the bomb.
Jared, we're at the end of another show, the fastest 2 hours on Clubhouse and online this morning. Let's get our moderator outros. And listen, we want to talk about, I'm going to talk about our conferences coming up in May after the moderators. And then we're going to hear a little bit from Dr. Eric Thomas, who is our keynote speaker for that conference. And I'm going to remind people, go ahead. This thing is selling out. Be sure to get your room rate at $279 and not $549. Jared, let's go ahead. Let's end things up for today.
All right, cool. How about let's do this. Let's have you talk about the conference first, and then we'll do the moderator outros. Is that all right?
That's fine. All right, folks, here's what we've got going on. In May 20 through the 22nd, click on the link above and you'll see what's going on. You're going to see that we have some fabulous, fabulous speakers that are on board for us today. In May 20th through the 22nd. You don't want to miss this opportunity. And now we have some fabulous people on board. Jared is one of them. Kenyatta is another one of our speakers. Kenyatta Butcher. Jonathan Bing is going to be there talking about the play. Miss Cooper Home Loans is going to be there. Jay Massey is going to be in the building. Otis James, Anthony Glenn, Jacob Jennings, Shiloh Lindahl. Oh, let's not forget about Don Daniel and Sean 10K Lashley, all going to be there, and it's going to be fantastic. And folks, I looked up today, yesterday, who's the number one motivational speaker in the world right now, and on 2 different websites, it said that Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T., is the number one motivational speaker on the planet, which means he is not only number one motivational speaker, but his fees are the highest. He is your keynote speaker for this event. You do not want to miss a single word that's coming out of his mouth. And let's hear a little bit from Dr. Eric Thomas right now.
This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Your grandma counting on you to do the right thing. Your mama counting on you. Your cousins, your brothers and sisters are counting on you to cash in on this opportunity. Everybody want to be a beast. Until it's time to do what beasts do.
There are kids that don't get what they don't eat like you eat. They're at the same university. They don't get what you get.
But with this right here, your skill set, this thing can take you wherever you want to go and then take your kids wherever you want them to go. You know how many people would die to have the gear y'all got? You know how many people would die to get on these planes and travel the world? You know how many people would die to have your life? And you got it. Let's go. You got money, but do you got that dog? Yeah, you got money, you got privilege, but do you got that dog? Do you got that stamina? So yeah, you might have something I don't have right now, but if I work hard, I can have what you have. I want you to chant it out. This is it. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten. Last time. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten.
Still have a few rooms left at the reduced rate. Get your room, lock it in, get your tickets, lock that in to this phenomenal 3-day event. We're going to have speakers on Friday. We're going to have speakers on Sunday, but in the middle at a 5-star resort is a free day so you can enjoy the resort. We have the number one speaker, the number one motivational and mindset coach in the world coming to you here. The P.I.L.L method has made sure that we're bringing you not only the very best venue, not only the very best in content, but the very best in keynote speakers as well. It's going to be there. You want to be in the place. Don't get left out. Don't get there and say, doggone it, all the good rooms are gone, and now I got to pay $549 a night for my room. No, you want to get it at $278. So get your tickets and get the good room rate. I want to see you there in the place. We're going to be talking about leveling up your mindset. So be there, and I will guarantee you'll have an experience that you've never had before. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, great. We're going to do some moderator outros, and I typically start from the bottom, but I'm going to start with somebody that hasn't done an intro yet. So, Carrot Goddess, are you around? And if so, we'd love for you to do an intro.
Hey, yes, I am here. Hey, everyone. My name is Rose Laura Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I'm all things credit. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant, and the official credit expert for the P.I.L.L Method crew. I know we're here in the Black Think Tank club right here. Thank you guys for allowing us to occupy your space here to share this information. But if anyone is looking to obtain my services, you can definitely tap in with me. Send your name and email address to the number in my bio, which is 888-557-5778. Send your name and email address there, and there will be a link that will pop up, and that is where you will book your free or paid consultation with me to determine where you are and how we're going to improve your credit, so that way we can get you to that next level, which is accessing other people's money. That's what it's all about. This is the start of generational wealth and applying the P.I.L.L method that he just taught you today. So don't be afraid. Go ahead and tap that link or send me your number, and let's get started. Thank you guys so much for having me here. We'll see you on Wednesday.
All right. And yes, I just want to double down on what Don was saying about the event. Definitely click the link at the top. Oh, I see one of the speakers from the event is actually in the building. We'd love for her to introduce herself as well. She also has this amazing program, The Play, coming up as well. So definitely want to shout her out. But yeah, there's going to be some phenomenal speakers there, amazing network. But also what's cool about this event is we're not just going to be talking about, how we done well in real estate, or how I've done well in tech and the metaverse and crypto, or, how Miss Cooper Home Loans is, killing it in the, capital finance game. We're going to talk about the mindset that it took for us to start and then to finish where we're at, and all the adversity that we're able to overcome, and the mindset lessons. So definitely click the link at the top, and we would love to see you there. And Miss Cooper Home Loans, would love for you to introduce yourself. We're doing outros now, and let people know what you're going to be talking about in Nashville, and also what you got going on with the next iteration of the play.
Definitely. Good morning. Well, it is nice to be in the Black Think Tank this morning. A pleasure to be on the stage with you, Don, and all my other friends who are up here this morning. So great to see you guys. Guys, my name is Alicia Cooper. I am known as Miss Cooper Home Loans here on my social media platforms. And I am here to debunk the myths associated with getting into the lending industry so that you can reach your financial goals. And the way we do it is through a program called the Play. But as Jared mentioned, and I know you've heard Don as well, that it takes a certain mindset in order for you to be able to manage and preserve as well as protect the things that you have earned and that you're looking to obtain along the way. And that it all starts from us taking the actionable step. But the actionable step is for you to first believe it in your mind that it's possible. And I'm so excited to talk about, as they say, the coin phrase, the rags, the riches, on how I was able to make it through being a single mom, living in the projects with a credit score in the very, very low 500s to now having a multi-million-dollar business. And I tell people it is so possible once you begin to believe in yourself, as well as get the knowledge. So in my picture, you see, I have a key around my neck. The key is my grandmother's house key, and I walk with my ancestors daily. Have the responsibility to help as many people as possible reach, again, their financial goals. And I do that in the form of education. So being in rooms and events is so important, where you can rub elbows with people and change your network, right? We all believe that our network is our net worth. So I look forward to seeing all of you in Nashville on May 20th. And following that event, we do have our next Biz Fund Academy course starting on May 24th, where we have helped a handful of individuals just this year make six figures. And our goal, we have a lofty one, is to help 250 people earn $1 million. And we're already on our way. With that said, I yield the mic.
Amazing, Miss Cooper Home Loans. Look forward to seeing you in Nashville. Look forward to seeing everybody else in the audience in Nashville as well. And also, we've seen 10K Cards in Nashville. 10K Cards, please introduce yourself, give an outro. Yeah, you got the mic.
Super good morning, family. How are you? It's always great being in the room of family. And as I mentioned, time is non-refundable. So when you're spending time with great people, damn, it feels good. So at the event, guys, what I want to think about for a second is our life are actually made up of a combination of events. And this event that's coming up in Nashville is going to be one of those memorable ones. So definitely reserve your spot, get your ticket, book your hotel room, and make it a weekend for you and the family. Because when these pivotal moments come in your life, you want to basically celebrate them. And in my opinion, that's what Nashville is going to be. So go to ice10kticket.com, guys. Grab a ticket. If you're bringing someone else with you, grab a second one. Also, most importantly, reserve your hotel room while they're still available. With that said, Captain Jared and Don, boom, back to you.
All right, general contractor. All right, she might be away.
I'm sorry, I'm in the bank. Sorry, guys. Go ahead. I'm a general contractor for the state of Florida. If you have any rebuilds, new builds, residential or commercial, please hit me up. And I also do permit running and also consult in any other state. Sorry, and have a good day.
All right. Coffee Brown, always supporting the room. She does a lot of amazing content on Clubhouse. Check out her replays. Check out her 10K card, coffee10k.com. Check out her Instagram and all the other social media platforms that she frequents. All right, up next is Windy City CEO.
Good morning. And thanks again for, once again, an amazing room. I am from Chicago, of course, the Windy City. I have my beautiful tax company here. So anyone who needs their financials, that's the role and the piece that I play. When you're trying to go get your deals, you have to make sure certain things are implemented and important. I do work with lenders here that give some amazing output. So you can go to windycitytaxservice.com and contact us. One of my team members will reach out to you to get your financials together or get that tax return reconstructed so that you can ensure that your loan gets approved. And you can go see Don or some of the others and start your P.I.L.L method. Thank you so very kindly, you all. Have a great day.
As always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time. Again, I am Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com, or you can call 844-369-0365. And you should do so because I can help you find a property, finance that property, cancel the interest on that property so we could get you yet another property. And that is exactly what I'll be sitting down and doing with you on the 21st of May while we're at the Nashville Convention, better known as the Spiritual Money Mindset. That's right. I am waiving my complimentary consultation fee of $1,000 to sit down with you and make sure that you leave with a deal in hand. So please check in with me and let me know if that's something that you're interested in. Other than that, have a very blessed money-making Monday.
All right, Kirk, you got it.
All right, guys, always a pleasure to be here in the P.I.L.L Method Club. I know we're not in the P.I.L.L Method Club this morning, but in this room where Don is sharing such value with everybody. My name is Kirk Nugent, get to serve as your producer for this show, be able to help get this information out to all the different places. I believe that live video can help you to grow and engage an audience, establish yourself as a thought leader, and set up a steady stream of referral-based income. And if that's what you are interested in, then definitely tap in with me at kirk10klive.com. Thank you so much.
All right. And I see Kelly just popped up. She'll also be at Nashville. Kelly, if you'd like to do a quick intro, feel free.
Hey everybody. Now I just popped in. I'm dropping kids off, picking them up. I just wanted to support the room. I'm Kelly Russell. I'm the owner of Self-Care Holistic e-commerce and retail locations in Delaware. And I am your official register for the event, and all your promotional and swag will be coming from me at the event. So I look forward to seeing you all in a couple days. It's coming soon, right? A couple of weeks. Thanks for having me.
Yep. And my name is Jared Albrecht, and I'll be there talking about having a spiritual money mindset when it comes to technology, in particular, the metaverse, cryptocurrency, NFTs, and everything that'll be coming up moving into 2030, 2040, 2050, and how we can be early adopters and we can be empowered and ride to the top versus catching that wave once it's already made money for everybody else. And also just the mindset that I've had to be where I'm at today and to get where I'm at. And that mindset has a lot to do with abundance, gratitude, and leading with value and giving. So look forward to talking a lot about that. And shout out to the Black Think Tank. If you're not following the Black Think Tank already, make sure to follow the club. And then also while Don is doing his outro, first and foremost, make sure you click the link at the top and bookmark that link. But I'm going to throw up the P.I.L.L Method Club. We'll love everybody that's not a member to go ahead and join that. And also make sure you're following Don and clicking the always on notifications because he'll be in the Business Over Breakfast Club Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. He frequents a lot of the best real estate clubs on Clubhouse, like Real Estate Talk, Mortgage Syndicate, etc. So if you want to see the best content on Clubhouse, make sure you're following Don, not just for these rooms, but for all the other rooms he frequents. So Don, over to you.
Thank you very much, everyone. This is the best room on Clubhouse by far, if you ask me. And I am so pleased that you decided to spend that time with us. We're super excited about our conference that's coming up about money, developing a spiritual money mindset this month. May 20th through the 22nd in Nashville. Get your tickets early so that you can get the special room rate. Do not miss out on the room rate, folks. You'll be sad. So let's go ahead and get it done now. So, because we only have a limited supply of those discounted rooms. So go ahead and get everything done so we can see your face in the place. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I will say this. Even if you don't get the room rate, special room rate, you're going to get enough information out of this room to sustain you for a very long time. And you will have the ability to make tens of thousands of dollars with the information you receive at this conference. You've got to be in the room. The deals are made in the room. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. And I'll see you back here tomorrow when we're going to be in the business over breakfast. Our regular room in Pill Method will not go this Wednesday. We're going to be back in business over breakfast Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but we'll be back with the Pill Method in somebody's club on Friday. So looking forward to seeing you there. But I'll see you in business over breakfast. Listen, get your tickets, and we'll see you later, folks. This is Don Daniel saying thank you so much for us. And Kurt, will you take us out, please?